This is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, or as I like to say, New Blunderick, Canada, the least known province in the whole country. But I have this beautiful Toronto background
I was
behind
gonna
me.
say,
Well, I love Toronto, and I'm going to be there. Well, I'll be there next Thursday. I'm gonna stay a week and I can't wait because I love glorious, beautiful Toronto. Here we are on October the 18th, 2024, and I'm gonna be attending Frightmare in the Falls. Here I am with this beanie I got from Eileen Dietz, he was actually on the show this year, but she's been on a couple times prior to that. So I got this from her. And of course, wearing one of my Manny Frightmare in the Falls t-shirts here.
that was the VIP shirt.
Yep,
Excuse me.
VIP shirt is right because let me see. I have, of course, I have. Oops, not right there. Where is it?
What do you got here?
VIP tickets.
Oh, well, you don't need to show them on screen.
Why
You're gonna
not?
someone's gonna screenshot them and use your ticket to get in.
I'm almost surprised. Oh, here they are. Okay. Yep, got them. So yeah, I got my VIP. I thought I would because they weren't the thing wasn't cooperating right for me, so I think I messaged you guys on your Facebook page so I could get that straightened out correctly. So
Yeah, you
I
know what?
ordered
It
them.
it seems like the most common issue with people when they're buying tickets online is when they go to enter from one field to the next, the province resets. You got
Oh,
to
it
always make
doesn't?
sure the province is on there. It's that's the most common error with the Frightmare ticket page. Simple thing that unfortunately it's weird. It's I don't know if it's when they're people are scrolling, to go to the next field or hit next, and it resets the province for some reason or the state. So, but yeah, glad you got them. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Should be a fun show. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be I'm going to make it a road trip with my friend Lisa Langlois, who was there last year.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, rented a car. She's going to drive because she's better at that than me in that traffic. But she's going to stay with some friends, and I am going to go do the convention. Get a nice room rented at the day's end, so I'm right within walking distance.
Perfect. That's what you need to be.
Yep. Yep, so that's perfect for me. So this will be the fourth time I've attended, and I'm excited, you see, because I got two stunning, beautiful ladies I want to meet right off first thing. So I I remember years ago I got my name on as a co-producer on 13th Fanboy, and I can't do this now, but at the time I was able to put 3K in on this movie. And I told Tracy Savage, I said, she's the reason. And she comes on my show Boxing Day. She's been on here 5 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I text her not too long ago and I said, Tracy, you made me spend money again because you're the reason I'm going to Frightmare in the Falls this year.
Have you ever met her before or no? No.
Nope,
Awesome.
nope.
Yeah, we're looking forward to having her. It's going to be part of the part three reunion, which is really cool. So
I've had her on and I've had David Cadams on before, but
have you had Larry Zerner or uh,
no, Larry turned me down, so chances are I'm probably not going to meet him. You know, when people do a bunch of other people's podcasts and then they skip over me, like Larry's involved with the Hearts of Darkness, the making of the Final Friday documentary by Adam Marcus. and my name is on that as well. So when somebody turns me down, even when I've supported one of their projects, I take that a little personally. So I'm like, really, do I want to go and meet you and get your autograph? Probably not.
Yeah.
You know, but Tracy Savage, yes.
Yeah, you know what though? You got to understand too. Sometimes people's schedules and sometimes people are uncomfortable. Sometimes people only want to do a certain amount of podcasts a year because they're away from work or away from home for X amount of weeks a year. So I get your point of view, but I also get theirs a little bit too. When you're busy and a lot of times maybe family time is you have a new family member, whatever, right? There's all kinds of different reasons why people are just busy sometimes, right?
Yeah, but I've had David Cadams on here before, and he looks nothing like that now. He
No.
does he does not look like Tommy Chong anymore.
Okay.
Nope. And I haven't met him in person before, but I've seen recent pictures of him. I'm like, Jeepers, how do people recognize you now? He says they don't.
With the big name sign that he's going to have at the table, that's how everyone will be like,
Yeah,
"Who's that guy?" But that was you. That's what they'll know.
yeah. But Tracy Savage, like I said, she's been on here 5 times. Always Boxing Day. She's my Boxing Day gal.
That's awesome.
Yep. And she still looks gorgeous. And so I told her on a text, I said, you know what? I got VIP tickets because of you. So
Awesome.
so I'm looking forward to seeing her, and I'm looking forward to seeing Suzanne Snyder, who I've never had on here, but let's face it, she's beautiful, so of course I want to meet her.
Yeah, you know what? Killer Clowns and I think she was in. Was it Weird Science or no? Was it Weird Science she was
Yeah,
in?
yeah, it's weird science. Yeah.
Excuse me. I know she has a fan base, so I'm excited to see how her line is at the show. I'm sure it's going to be really busy, so that's awesome.
Well, I've had Vernon Wells and Michael Berryman both on from Weird Science. So I've actually done a movie that like I was one of the people that put money in on the social distance, which was shot during COVID, and Vernon Wells was part of that. I met Vernon for at Horrorama in 2017. He was seated uh, close to Lisa, and he gave me his business card. And he came on he's been on here twice. He doesn't have that mohawk from Road Warrior anymore.
I figured you wouldn't. That
Well,
was
I tried to talk him into it, but he says he stands out too much with that.
a little bit.
But
So
he's a great guy. If you ever bring him to Frightmare, he's a great guy. Um, but yeah, I get people every year who reach out to me asking if I can get them into Frightmare, and I'm like, well, I can only ask. And like I know Melanie Kinnaman and Tiffany Helm both asked me this year. In fact, I got Tiffany coming on here Sunday with 3 other people to promote a little independent movie uh, on Saturday
excuse me.
tomorrow. So I have that, and Melanie Kinnaman approached me. She's also beautiful, and Timothy Rayner, the killer from Final Exam. He said to me, he said he would love to do a con. Nobody asked him, and he says, he said he's being asked by fans on his page, and he said that Final Exam was a hit when it came out. So I don't know, but and Leslie Hoffman asked me as well from A Nightmare on Elm Street. She's the hall pass woman.
Okay.
She was on again this year. She's been on here a couple times.
Now we get so many requests, from fans and from clients and such, like agents, asking, hey, this person's available, etc. So every year there's we have a huge list, and it obviously has to be dwindled down a bit, and it just kind of it depends on availability and of course stuff like that, travel budget, etc. So, but yeah, I'm sure we'll have some of those guests at some point. Just it's a matter of when, right?
Yeah. And of course, Nancy McLaughlin. I've got a little bit of her merch here. I got a beanie by her, a t-shirt. She was, of course, in Jason Lives, but I got this. She when she did Chiller, she's got an American Express card
Awesome.
with her face on it. Never leave home without it.
That's funny.
She's also a really good friend of mine. Nancy's wonderful. I did Chiller back in April. It was the first time I had done a convention in the States. And uh, Lisa phoned me up and she said, I'm doing Chiller. And she told me, I think it was at the end of last year. So I said, okay, good to know. So I was able to save some money up for it. But going through the immigration took 2 hours. And then getting a cab or whatever to the Persephone Hotel there where the event is held cost me $84. So I'm like, yeah,
That's crazy. 84 US.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah,
uh
that's part of it, right? It's people to experience a convention between hotel and travel and everything. Yeah, people have to save, but it's a great hobby. It's something people love, right? So if if you get something out of it, that's what's important. I'm sure you had a great time there at Chiller. So
I did. I did. I went there. I saw, got to connect with Lisa again as usual, and I got to meet Stefan Erngrim in person for the first time. He's been on my show a number of times,
okay.
so I got to uh, see Lisa and Stefan, and I got to see a number of people. That was the first convention for Sybil Shepherd.
Oh wow,
Yeah, so I met her, and it was the first East Coast convention for Rosanna Arquette. And yeah, I had a great time with it. I'll tell you somebody you might want to book sometime. And I did not know this until I met her at Chiller. And I had her on after Chiller was I hope I don't butcher her last name, but Ina Korobkino from Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead.
well, I'm not familiar with her. Yeah, we'll have to look her up.
She was the pregnant zombie woman in Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead.
Okay, we just had Jane Eastwood, who was the elderly lady in Dawn of the Dead, who actually finds that she's having a baby there, and
Hmm.
they get into the shootout. We just had her at Hamilton Comic Con last month, actually.
Well, Ina was the pregnant woman, and she lives in Toronto.
Oh wow. Well, yeah, it was filmed in Toronto, so that makes sense. A lot of
Yeah,
people
well, I didn't know this. So I'm hoping to connect with her uh, over coffee or something when I go to Toronto because I thought that was kind of cool. It's like, wow, and you're in Chiller here. I said, I said I had no idea. So she's right there, and yeah. So I get approached, so I get to promote your event every year. But I think a lot of people have associated me with Frightmare in the Falls because I'm there. I'm there, but I'm like, yeah, but I live in a province that nobody knows about, which is one of the things that annoys me about New Brunswick.
I thought you were moving to Toronto. You said.
You know what? I want to, and I don't want to I don't want to get political, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to move until Trudeau's out of government. Because he has made things so, excuse my language, but fucked up in this country. I hear about it on a daily basis. But
There's a lot of unrest in this country for sure.
there
I'm
is.
not I'm not going to delve into politics either, but there's a lot of differing opinions out there, and it seems like it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next election. So
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to say it right now. I hope he stands by his words, but I have endorsed Pierre Polyev, and I did meet him at a rally. I do like what his policies are. I just hope he delivers because right now he seems like the only hope we have right now. But I haven't got moved yet. I haven't given up on it. But like I said, I can't make that jump until I know I'm going to be secure. And with the way rents are and stuff these days, I can't just throw myself out there without
Well,
knowing
especially
I'm.
in a city like Toronto, right? Toronto is one of the more expensive cities in in North America, if I'm not mistaken, let alone just Canada. So you'd be taking quite a leap. But yeah, it would be I'm sure you'd have a great time. It'd be great to have you closer. That's for sure. You'd
Yeah. Well, like I said in 2017, like I'd never traveled, never been on a plane or anything like that until Lisa invited me to assist her at Horrorama in Toronto in 2017. That was my first time on a plane. I just remember I fell in love with Toronto immediately, and I'd never like here in Fredericton, it's like we don't have tall buildings like that, like they have in Toronto, and she taught me about using the subway system and stuff like that. And then like we don't have a subway here except for the sandwich shop. But I love the subway system. I enjoyed that whole kit and caboodle and um and she got me made suggestions to me that I took, like making business cards. I got my passport. I owe a lot of that to Lisa, and she's been a wonderful friend. So I'm looking forward to seeing her when I travel there next week as well. So I got a few people I'm looking forward to connecting to next week when I go there. So
Yep.
yeah, yeah, Toronto's always been a great experience, and where I work about 80 hours a week, give or take. Here
That's crazy. Good for you. You're a hard worker.
I work as a cleaner, and when I'm cleaning at, especially overnight, I stick my headphones in. That's where I hear a lot of the political jargon and all that stuff. I just lock myself into something and listen, and that gets me through the night. So,
Yep.
yep. So I like that.
Well,
But
some days go slower than others, I'm sure, right? That's just how it is.
I usually find something to listen to. There, especially when Sean Clark comes up with a new thing with two heads episode, which are usually around, I don't know, 2 hours. There's 2 hours out of your 8 hour shift or whatever. I do 8 hours at a Bell Center here at overnight. So other buildings are different times.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I save those for the
2 hours,
Bell.
2 hour podcast. That's a long time. I don't know if I have I don't know if I have that kind of patience. I don't know how you guys do it.
I had a guest come on here for 5 hours, believe it or not. Paul M. Salmon, who wrote Future Noir, the Blade Runner book, and he was also on set for Conan the Barbarian. He warned me beforehand. That interview went 5 hours.
Oh my God! Wow.
Oh my good, yeah,
Colin Salmon.
yep.
Yeah, that's he's an actor, right? He was in Punisher Warzone and some other stuff too, right? Or is that a different Colin Salmon?
Not Colin, Paul M. Salmon.
Oh, Paul M. Oh, jeez, at least Colin. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, yeah.
Excuse me, I heard
So,
you wrong.
but anyway, I had a great time with that. So that's what I plug myself into when I work. So it keeps me busy and makes work a little more pleasant. So yeah, I worked right through the pandemic. So I wasn't off, and I find it funny that while a lot of people were talking about doctors and nurses, nobody was saying anything about cleaners. And you know why? Because we're looked at
Everybody,
as uneducated. We're looked at as anybody can do this. No, not everybody can, but yeah.
I think everybody in the healthcare system in general was praised together. So that definitely includes you too, man. I wouldn't think that way of it personally.
Yeah, but we never got the mention, which was kind of annoying. But nonetheless, I keep busy, and I work for two different cleaning companies, and they both appreciate it. Um, like I said, back in January, I had a retina operation, and I missed one day to go. I had to go to Halifax. My brother had to drive me. And I was back the next day, the day of the operation. I was back. I still went to work that night.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I last week I woke up with the shivers, a headache, sore leg joints, what have you, and I threw up. Um, I guess my coworker and I had some food that I guess there was a little food poisoning.
Oh, geez.
I didn't know if I was going to make it to work that night, but I ended up making it to work.
Well,
So
that's dedication, that's for sure.
well, when I felt well enough to drive later on, but I made it. So that's I get my work ethics from my dad. So that's that is as it is. But nonetheless, I am looking forward to Frightmare in the Falls. And I was gonna ask, I might have asked you this before, but how long's Frightmare in the Falls been going on? Because I've attended four of them.
Since 2017. So we had 3 years in a row, 2017, 18, 19. Then we lost one to the pandemic in 2020. And then we had 21 to 23.
Mhm.
2021 was social distanced. Everyone had to be vaccinated. They had to show that they were vaccinated. They had to wear a mask. You had to be, stand 6 feet apart. So celebrity lines were, stationed 6 feet apart from each other for people. Vendors, we kept 10 feet apart to make sure there was nobody, side by side. Just took all the safety precautions that the government was requesting. So that was the first one back. And then 2022 was a full blown event that was kind of, just coming out of the pandemic. And then, last year and I think this year are the ones where you really see like they feel like it's completely back to normal at the event. So this will be 7 years, and this will be the seventh event. So when it should technically be the eighth. So yeah, we lost one, but
Yeah. Nope, I was there in 2021. I met Lisa Loring Wednesday Adams herself, and we lost her. You know what the sad thing is? She gave me her number to do my show, and we never got that arranged.
uh,
You
she
know?
sweetheart. That poor woman actually, she went through a lot to get to the show. Her flight was changed and all kinds of stuff. She ended up arriving. I think at the time it was still a 2 day show, and she arrived like I think late Saturday. Uh,
Hmm.
I think she got to the show at like 4 o'clock when it closes at 6, and so she's able to do that, and then only half a Sunday because then she had to fly back out. So she flew like across the country and into Canada, and had all these travel arrangements delayed through her flight and everything, and it ended up being a lot for her. I think at her age too, she was I believe in her 70s, but she was supposed to come on Friday, got changed to Saturday morning, then that got changed. And the poor woman, she did not want to cancel on her fans, and she made sure she still came. So, that's it's unfortunate that she's no longer with us.
Yeah, but I got a nice picture with her, and I got some signed photos. So yeah, that's one of the things I got a friend of mine who in Toronto whose weakness at cons is posters. He
Mm,
says he's got no more room for them, but he ends up buying more. My weakness is autographs. Of course, I like to give my business card out and introduce myself and connecting with new people.
yep.
But but I remember last year at Frightmare in the Falls, I think I met 31 guests, and I'm like, I gotta stop that. It's so addictive. And then I went to Chiller and I met 21. And there was a joke going on the Facebook page because I posted the pictures I took and this and that. And somebody put, "Is there anybody you didn't meet?" And it's the thing, and it took me a while to get my credit card sorted on that one, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to try this year to keep it down to either 10 or 12 at the most.
Who's on your list other than Tracy and
Well, Richard Dreyfuss was,
okay.
and it's a bummer he's not going to be there, but I'm going to tell you this. My younger brother watches my cat while I'm gone, and I always get him an autograph when I go. When Carrie Elwes was at Frightmare in the Falls, I did a thing
Nice.
where I got my brother the autograph and I got my picture taken with him. When I was at Chiller, I did the same with William Shatner,
Oh, nice.
you know? That way my brother gets an autographed picture, I get the photo with him. The difference with Richard Dreyfuss is I kind of wanted an autograph as well.
Mhm.
And he was like his price was the most expensive. Wasn't William Shatner expensive, I'll tell you that, but was somewhere handy to about Sybil Shepherd at Chiller. So I was like, man, if I get both of us autographs. So it's a bummer he had to cancel, but the same token, I'm like, my wallet's breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief.
We're disappointed too, but you know what? One guest doesn't make the show, thankfully. We've got great guests up and down the board.
Oh, I think so. You know what I did? Dreyfus
Tom Savini
canceled.
and Greg Carroll. I'm excited to have Greg at the show finally. We've never had him.
I know. I'm glad to be there.
well, we've
I'm
had you
very
at the
happy to
show.
be there. I thank you for
We've had you a
endorsing me
few
like
times
that.
there, but
Yeah, Greg Nicotero's delighted to meet me too. Thank you.
that must be it. Yeah, we're you know what, we've been trying to get him for years. So and his schedule always just didn't permit. So having him and Tom Savini at the same show, they're FX icons, right? So we're looking forward to
Is
that.
Savini going to do an Elastic War?
I don't believe so. And if he does, then I won't be around for it.
They asked, there was some forum online asked who started the rubber band wars at cons. And I'm like, I know who started them. It's Tom Savini. I've seen videos online of him and rubber band wars with Danny Trejo.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I've never met Tom Savini,
I'm
so
not getting involved in that.
no.
Definitely not.
So if I bring you a shirt with a bullseye on it, you'll
I will
wear
not
it?
win. No, I will not. Thanks for thinking of me.
Of course.
No, I'm looking forward to yeah, a great weekend. We've got over 100 vendors. Would sell everything, right? Art,
Oh, I'm
clothes.
looking forward to seeing Louis Serraz of Suspect Video, and I'm looking forward to seeing Blood Opera, of course.
Yeah,
I actually
yeah.
got their CD over there. I ordered their
Saturday,
CD.
they're appearing Saturday only at the show.
Well, I'm gonna have to slap them for that.
They've got gigs the rest of the weekend, and
That
we weren't going to do an official after party, and then and now we ended up working out something last minute with Lucky's at the casino. So we're not booking any bands for it or anything. Um, so that's why they're not performing or anything for us. But we definitely I love Chris and I love the group, and looking forward to seeing them at the show anyway, at least on Saturday.
yeah, I got their just a second here. I got their CD right here. Jordan sent this to me, but of course I purchased it, but give them a bit of support.
Nice.
Yep, their CD. I met Blood Opera through Lisa Langlois in 2017 at Horrorama. So, and I've been friends with them ever since. So nonetheless, I'm looking forward to seeing them. They're gonna be there all 3 days because I'm gonna force them.
Well, you go ahead and do that.
Yep.
I love that. whenever they played at the after party last year, I told Coop, I said, you have to play The Man Behind the Mask by Cooper just because I want to hear it because I love that tune. And they made sure they played it. He's like, we don't play that anymore. He's like, you're the only person we play that for. I'm like, well, thank you very much.
Percy plays that. It's funny because in 2019, I attended a midnight screening of Jason Lives at the
Yep,
Deja Vu Theater, the Drunken Cinema,
yep,
and Blood Opera performed at it. And I remember putting a post on Facebook about it, and I tagged Nancy McLaughlin. And the following day, I went to a Christmas party, and my phone rings, and it's Nancy McLaughlin. I said, Nancy, how convenient. I watched you last night. And she goes, I know.
just knew you were there.
Yeah, yeah. Nancy's a good supportive friend. If you ever get a chance to have her there, bring her.
I'm
She's
sure
a
we will.
delight.
I'm sure we
I
will.
love Nancy. And she had those American Express cards done up just for the convention. She called me asking what Lisa does for the conventions because she wanted some ideas when she did Chiller.
Yep.
So I gave her some ideas, and she threw a bunch of them. We threw a bunch of them around, but she thought, yeah, the American Express card thing. That sounds great. And Leslie Hoffman's got an idea like that where she makes hall passes
Oh wow, that's a
for
smart idea.
A Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, she's a very nice lady as well. But and Nancy had these made too. I'll show this.
Oh, those are awesome. That's awesome.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's somebody I keep in touch with.
Well,
She
good.
said, "When are you going to come to California?" She said and I was like, "I don't know. I just got to New Jersey."
Yeah. Little by little, baby
Little
steps.
boy, I didn't think I'd ever be to Toronto. Had
No,
Lisa not invited me, I probably would never have done it.
so you'd probably never have been on a plane then.
I got to admit, I didn't know how I was going to feel about that, and I actually love flying.
Oh yeah, I can sleep on planes. They don't bother me at all. I don't
It's
get
like
anxiety.
taking a bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really dug it. And my dad got to see me off that year too, because he passed away in 2022 after an 8-year battle with ALS. And but that first year, I left my car at their place, so I wouldn't have to pay to leave at the airport.
Yep.
So Dad got to see me off. Now my younger brother takes me to the airport, because he lives handy.
Yep.
But either way, I enjoy doing the Frightmare in the Falls. And you asked me who else was on my list. What I was saying about Richard Dreyfuss is when he postponed,
Yep.
I hear so many people on there complaining, but not me. I was like, he was my number three, so I just moved my number four up to number
Yeah.
three.
Yeah, you
You
know what?
know?
It is what it is. It's unfortunate. Cancellations happen with events like ours. We do all we can to get guests. We have a contract. They're formally announced. Agents are aware. Everybody knows. And just unfortunately, if a guest can't make it, they can't make it. There's nothing we could do, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
it is what
But
it is.
my response to that was, as long as Tracy Savage is there, I'm good,
Still attending. So
And she's got a good track record of making it to these, especially she's done these group ones before. So I'm looking forward to seeing Tracy Savage. I'll be all goosebumps, all in awe seeing her, and she already knows I'm coming. So
yeah. Well,
yeah,
good.
yeah. So
Listen,
uh,
Greg, I hate to do it, but I got to cut it short. My dog's barking. I got to take her out. I came home from work, got jumped on this, and I hear her barking right now. Hold on one sec. I'm going to open the door quick for her.
sure, I'll just pause this.
I got to take her out, and then I got to go do groceries. Remember, I said I had about a half an hour.
Groceries.
Yeah, groceries. I have a butt. Come here, Butterbear. Come.
That's what you get the dog to do.
Yeah, that's not how that works. I wish. Come here. It's okay. I have a 12 and a half year old bulldog who's going blind and pretty much deaf and starting to lose it a little bit. So when she barks, I have to take her outside right away, or there will be pee in the house.
Oh, that sounds like you.
Definitely not like me, thankfully. Yeah, hi,
Well,
honey.
I am looking forward to the event, but I'll tell you a few people I want to meet. Tracy Savage, Suzanne Snyder, Tom Savini, I've never met.
Yep.
Um, I'd like to meet, I've met Danielle Harris before, but I'm open to meeting her again. It was fun to meet her.
Yeah, Danielle's great. She's one of the nicest people ever.
Yeah, Christina Leeson, I kind of want to meet.
Christine's great too. Absolutely
Yep.
great.
I've had
Oh,
Warrington Gillette on here before, so I'm willing to meet him again. He's always great. I've never had CJ Graham on here, but I'm going to meet him again because last time I did meet him, I
yeah.
had Nancy McLaughlin on speakerphone.
Mm. CJ's awesome too. CJ's a big supporter. He's been
Yeah,
on a number of times. He's always good with us.
David Cadams, I'm looking forward to meeting, and um, Shawnee Smith.
Yeah, that's a I'm excited for that one too. Saw and the Blob. She's got a lot of good stuff. So
And she's in one of my favorite John Candy movies, Who's Harry Crumb?
oh no kidding. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Come here.
So I was able to move Mark Patton up into that top 10,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
But I'm also very much interested in Rye Barrett. Now, I have not seen In a Violent Nature. We didn't get it here, but he's coming on my show Sunday. So,
He's super nice. I'm looking forward to meeting him as well. And I
yeah.
saw the movie, and it's cool. They did something totally different. So it was he's a nice guy. I'm looking forward to working with him too.
I did have one question though. Why
Yeah.
did all the Jaws people cancel?
Well, Richard couldn't attend. I think, and then one of the two Jeffreys, I don't remember which one, had something else pop up for an obligation for work, and I figured, usually when if two of a reunion are going to cancel, usually a third one does, and he did. We didn't get specific reasons. We don't ask if someone's like, I can no longer make the show. It is what it is, right? So
Can you put me in Greg Nicotero's section and just tell people that I'm him and people can give me money?
you're more than welcome to go to Greg's table and try it. I don't think his agent will like it. Whatever.
Yeah, but I'll just give Tom Savini some rubber bands, and then because I know they're seated together. And
Low definition. They're side by side. So
Tom Savini, I'll say, here's some rubber bands. He'll let me in. I say, you see that guy there, James Ponce?
I'll
There,
I'll be, I'll be hiding in the back. Oh.
James. I look forward to seeing you at Frightmare in the Falls, and
Yeah, Greg, thanks for having me on again. Looking forward to seeing you. And sorry it's a short window. I knew it would be with an elderly dog and adult obligations, of course. You know about those. So
yeah, I do. After I'm done here and get this all set up, I got two cleaning locations I gotta do tonight. So
when do you arrive in Toronto?
I arrive on the 24th.
Okay, so Thursday.
Yep. And then I'm going to meet up with Lisa on the Friday because I rented a car. She's
Yeah.
going to drive. She's going to stay with some friends of hers. And I'm going to go to the event. And then when the event's done, she's going to drive me back. And I usually see Lisa a bunch of times when I'm in Toronto because I save my scene movie points when I go to Toronto and we go to the movies. Um, I owe Lisa a lot because I wouldn't be doing your convention had she not invited me to that first one. So I have Lisa's become a great friend to me, and so I look forward to seeing her when I go. So yeah, I haven't seen her since Chiller. We have talked on the phone a few times, but um, I know she's been busy, but I'm
Okay.
looking forward to seeing her. She knows I'm coming down and
Awesome.
yeah. So I look forward to that. And plus there's a lot of interesting movies that play in Toronto. Last year I saw Horror Things and Dream Scenario, which
Yep.
we didn't get here.
Yep.
So Um, and Lisa's usually game for whatever I want to see. So
Awesome.
I use my scene points and treat her out.
Yeah, may
So
as well. So,
yeah, Lisa's great with that. So I'm glad she got to do Frightmare in the Falls last year. So and
yeah.
Justin Doobie I got to meet there too. So
Yeah, Justin's great too. He's been a long time volunteer and helper too at the show. So,
I've
yeah.
been texting with him a little bit in the last couple of days as well. Asking him, am I going to see you there? He says, I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Of course, he's going to be there. But yeah, I've made some nice connections there. So I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully, even Cindy Hines might make it out from the
Yeah.
Brood.
I'll just say not this year, but
No, no, I don't know whether she gets a ticket or whatever, you know. I know she's showed up there before.
oh, I didn't know that. I did not
Yeah.
know that.
Oh, yeah. She shows up. She was at I think it was Shock Stock. She wasn't a guest. She just got a ticket and she showed up there. She's just supportive.
Oh wow, that's awesome. I did
And
not.
yeah, she's Ontario based, so and she's a lot of fun. So yeah.
Awesome.
But anyway, I know your dog is calling you and
Sitting here patiently. You'll be a good girl. I'm gonna take her outside now. So thanks
is
for
it
having me on, and I look forward to seeing you in a week, buddy.
all right? Well, I look forward to it too. I'll get you that shirt with a bullseye on it,
Get
and
out of here. I'm getting off now. I
I'll let Tom Savini know. I'll
uh-huh.
tell him that you're in on it, and
Well, and then I'll drop like a ton of bricks and say it was in my eye. All
Savini
right.
will put the elastic down and point at Greg Nicotero.
No, I'm not getting involved. I'll see you in a week, Greg. Have a good one.
All right, take care, man.
Here, man.
Bye bye.